Hello students, welcome to Edura. This is Arpan Sir, your logical reasoning teacher. And students, in today's session, in today's lecture, what are we going to do? So, we will be discussing about one of the important chapters, and that particular chapter, that particular topic is nothing but sitting arrangement. So, what do you mean by sitting arrangement? So basically, sitting arrangement is a sequential arrangement of objects or persons according to the conditions given in the question. Questions of sitting arrangement are based on a set of information containing certain conditions. The candidate is required to form a proper sequence using the information and answer the given questions. So students, this is about sitting arrangement. Let's say this is a definition of sitting arrangement. Now, there are different types of sitting arrangements. So what are the different types of sitting arrangements? Now, in your exam, questions are asked on the basis of two types of sitting arrangements. So, the first type is arrangement in linear pattern. What do you mean by the word linear? So linear is basically in line. So let's discuss about arrangement in linear pattern. Now in this particular type, we deal with questions where arrangement is required to be done in a linear format along a straight line. Before solving this type of questions, it is necessary to know some facts. So, what are the facts? So, the fact number one is when it is not given in the question that in which direction the persons are facing, then we assume that they are facing in the north direction. Fact number two. When A, B, C and D are facing to the south direction and P, Q, R and S are facing to the north direction in a line, then the positions of their right and left will be as follows. Let's check how. So students, what is given to you? A, B, C and D are facing southwards. So let's say this is some line where A, B, C and D, they are facing downwards, that is southward direction. And what is the second condition given to us? The second condition given to us is P, Q, R and S are facing northward. So let's say this is P, Q, R and S. They are facing northward direction. Now students, if this is facing northward, this is facing southward, then this side is nothing but your east and this side is nothing but your west. So that means, let's say this is your right, let's say this is your left. For facing southward, now the one which is facing northward is left. That means the one which is facing southward will be what? Yes, it will be right for them. Similarly, students, the one which is facing northward has right here. So, one which is facing southward will have left here. So, this basic difference we should know. And along with that, we should know which is north, south, east and west. So, let's say this is east. Let's say this is west. Let's say this is north and let's say this is. So this is the basic direction which you should know when you are doing sitting arrangement. I hope students this much is clear. Now, what is the third fact? So there is one more fact, and that fact is what? When A, B are in one line and PQ in other, then diagonally opposite direction will be what? So the diagonally opposite direction will be, let's say this A and B are in one line, this P and Q are in other line. And what do you mean by diagonally opposite? That means they are crossing each other. That means in this form. So we can say that A is what? A is diagonally opposite to Q, and B is diagonally opposite to P. I hope this much is clear, students. When we say A and B are in one line, P and Q are in other line, and then the diagonally opposite direction will be what? So from the given diagram, we say that A is diagonally opposite to Q and B is diagonally opposite to P. So students, this is the basic sitting arrangement which we should know. So based on this, let's solve few sums. Now students, let's start with few questions. So the question is, a group of 7 singers facing the audience are standing in a line of the stage as follows. So what are the conditions? So let's say the first condition is D is to the right of C. Second condition is F is near G. Third condition is B is to the left of F. Fourth condition is E is to the left of A. Fifth condition, C and B have one singer between them. And sixth condition is A and D have one singer between them. So this is the generalized question. Let us find what is the exact question. So the question is, who is on the extreme right? Let's check our options. Option A, D. Option B, F. Option C, G. And option D, E. So students, what is the question again? Let me read out the question again. A group of 7 singers facing the audience are standing in a line of the stage as follows. The conditions are D is to the right of C, F is near G, B is to the left of F, E is to the left of A, C and B have one singer between them, and A and D have one singer between them. So if I want to write this in a diagrammatic form, how will I write it? So the diagrammatic form of that is what? So you can say the arrangement of the singers will be what? So the arrangement of the singers will be according to our given question. E is first, followed by A, followed by C, followed by D, followed by B, and then F and G. So you can say that singer G is to the extreme right in the line. So students, this is the diagrammatic form of your general question. Now what was the first question? Who is on the extreme right? What were your options? D, F, G and E. So from this diagrammatic representation, we can clearly say that G is on the extreme right. So from this 4 options, what is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is none other than option C. End of your sum. Based on the same general question, we have one more example, one more question, and that question is, if we start counting from the left, on which number is C? Let's check our options first. Option A, first. Option B, second. Option C, third. And option D, fifth. So students, what is the question? The question says if we start counting from the left, on which number is C? So according to our diagram, C is on the third number. That means which option does it match? Yes, it matches your option C. So the correct option and the correct answer is none other than option C, which is third. End of your sum. Now students, let's move on to the next question. And our next example is 6 persons M, N, O, P, Q and R are sitting in 2 rows with 3 persons in each row. Q is not at the end of any row. P is second left of R. O is the neighbor of Q and diagonally opposite to P. N is the neighbor of R. Who is in front of N? Let's check our options first. Options are option A, R. Option B, Q. Option C, P. And option D, M. So students, according to our question, what is the arrangement? So the arrangement is as follows. So let's say R and P along with N are in the same line. So what is given to you? P is to the second left of R. So P is to the second left of R. And what is given to you? Q is not at the end of any row. So we need to draw Q first. That means to draw Q, we need to find what? We need to find that O is the neighbor of Q and diagonally opposite to P. And along with that, we are given that N is the neighbor of R. That means this diagram is proper. So the exact diagram will be what? That O and M are on the same line and Q is the neighbor. Now, according to our given conditions, this R, N and P, they are facing south, whereas O, M and Q, they are facing north. So, it is clear from this above diagram that Q is in front of N. So students, if Q is in front of N, what is the correct option? The correct option is none other than option B. End of your sum. So always remember students, if you want to solve sums based on sitting arrangement, the most important thing is to understand your question properly, draw your diagrams properly, and boom, the answer is always correct. So students, this was about arrangement around a linear path. Now let's move on to the second type, that is arrangement around a closed path. So what is there in this type? So in this type of questions, we are given some clues regarding the sitting or placing arrangement. We have to apply these clues to arrange the person or objects around a circle or maybe a square, and then find the solutions of the questions associated with them. Before solving the questions based on this type, following facts are necessary to know. What are that facts, students? So let us know few facts about it. So students, for circular arrangement, what we have to do? So in this arrangement, person or objects are arranged around a circle facing towards the center or outside the center on the basis of information provided. So students, let us say that students or objects are facing towards the center. So if they are facing towards the center, let's say this is our circle and this is nothing but center of circle. What is the condition? The condition says that they are facing towards the center. So suppose A, B, C and D are 4 persons facing towards the center. Then their right and left sides are shown by arrows in the alongside diagram. So students, first of all, we need to draw the diagram. So let's say A is facing towards the center somewhere here. B is facing towards the center somewhere here. C is facing towards the center somewhere here, and D is facing the center where. Now students, if you see B is to the right side of A and D is to the left side of A, and C is in front of A and B is in front of D. So from this given diagram, can we say that A to B is nothing but anti-clockwise direction, or you can say right-wise direction? So can we say this is nothing but right or anti-clockwise direction? Similarly, if we go from A to D, it is your left side direction, or we can say it is clockwise direction. So can we write this as left or clockwise? Now students, this is about your circular arrangement. Now let us understand for a rectangular or a square arrangement. So in this type of arrangement, persons or objects are around a rectangular or a circular shaped, facing the center, the left and the right of each other. So now students, let us understand for rectangular or square arrangement. So in this type of arrangement, persons or objects are placed around a rectangular or a square shaped table, facing the center, the left and right of each person, can be understood with the help of the diagram. So what will be the diagram for this? So students, let's draw a rectangle first. So if we draw a rectangle, so let's say this is our rectangle, and let's say these are the points where A, B, C and D lie. Now if you see properly, where is point A? The point A is on the top. So from this point, if we go this side, that means it is to the left, and this is nothing but to the right. Similarly for point B, this is to the left and this side is right. Similarly for point C, this is to the right and this is to the left. I hope students you remember this, your north, south, east and west direction. So we are just following that thing, but in a form of rectangle. And when we see point D, this point D, this direction is nothing to the left and this direction is nothing but to the right. So from this we can say, if we want to go from A to B, we are going left side. From point A to point D, we are going the right side. And where does this C and A are facing? So they are facing the center. Similarly, D and B are also facing the center. So based on this general diagram, let's solve few questions. So the general question is, study the following information carefully and answer the following questions given below. So the question is, P, Q, R, S, T, V and W are sitting around a circle facing the center. V is second to the left of P and second to the right of W. T is third to the right of Q and is not an immediate neighbor of V. S is third to the right of R. So this is a generic question. So students, let's do one thing. According to this condition, let's draw a diagram first. So what is the diagram? Now, according to our question, all these alphabets are placed how? They are placed in a circle. So that means we need to draw a circle first. Now, according to the question, where does your P lie? Let's say the P lies here. So, V is second to the left of P. So, let's say if P lies here. So, where does your V lie? So, your V lies to the second of P. So, let's say it is somewhere here. Now, what is the second condition? The second condition is V is the second to the left of P and second to the right of W. That means, where does your W lies now? So, W lies somewhere here. Then, what is the condition? T is the third to the right of Q. So, where does your Q lie now? So, let's say our Q lies where? So, our Q lies beside P and what is the condition? T is the third to the right of Q. So, third to the right of Q, that means Q after V, then after something after W, and then lies your T. And what is the condition? N is not an immediate neighbor of V. So, if it is not an immediate neighbor of V, that means V lies beside Q. Along with that, you are given one more condition. And what does that condition say? So, that condition says S is third to the right of R. So, if we say S is third to the right of R, that means all these alphabets lie in this form. So, let's say this is our R and S lies to the third to the right of R. That means after R, it is P, Q, V and then comes your S. So, this is nothing but your diagrammatic representation of your question. Understood? So, as I said earlier, if you want to solve sums based on sitting arrangement, the most important part is draw a diagram. The moment you draw a diagram, your questions will be easy to solve. So now, based on this generic question, let's solve few sums. And what is the question? So the question is, who is second to the right of Q? Let's check our options. Option A, R. Option B, W. Option C, T. And option D, S. What does the question say? So the question says, who is second to the right of Q? So if you see your diagram, second to the right of Q is nothing but R. So that means, which option does it match? It matches your option A. So from this we can say that the correct option is option A, which is R. Let's solve one more question, students, and the question is, who is to the immediate left of S? Now, according to the diagram, the immediate left of S is nothing but W. So the immediate left of S, if it is W, which option does it match? So it matches your option D. End of your sum. Then let's move on to the next question. The next MCQ is, who is to the immediate right of R? So students, the immediate right of R, check your diagram. So when you see your diagram, the immediate right of R is nothing but T. But let's check our options first. Option A, W. Option B, T. Option C, P. And option D, data inadequate. But students, we know that immediate right of R is nothing but T. That means the correct option is none other than option B. End of your sum. Moving on to the next question, students. The next question is, in which of the following groups is the first person sitting between the second and third person? Check our options first. Option A, RPQ. Option B, TWS. Option C, QPR. And option D, none of this. So students, what is the question? In which of these following groups is the first person sitting between the second and third person? Now, in our given question, is it mentioned who is the first person or who is the first alphabet? No. So we cannot conclude anything here. That means from all these four options, the only option which is matching here is nothing but none of this. So we can say that none of these given alternatives follows such condition. So the correct option from here is none other than option D. End of your sum. Now students, let's move on to the next question, and our next question is, Radha, Sheila, Mahima and Sita are sitting around a rectangular table. Radha is to the right of Sheila. Mahima is to the left of Sita. Which of the person given in the options are sitting opposite to each other? Let's check our options first. Option A, Sheila and Sita. Option B, Radha and Sita. Option C, Radha and Sheila. And option D, Mahima and Radha. Now students, according to the given question, let's draw a diagram first. So, arrangement according to the given question is as follows. So, it has been mentioned in the question that they are sitting in a rectangular arrangement. That means we need to draw a rectangle first. Let's say Sheila is sitting somewhere here. Now, in the question, it is mentioned that Radha is to the right of Sheila. That means Radha is sitting here and Mahima is to the left of Sita. So, if Mahima is to the left of Sita, that means Sita will be somewhere here and Mahima is to the left of Sita. That means Mahima is here. So, we all know that this is nothing but your left and this is nothing but your right. Now, according to the question, it is clear that which of the person given in the options are sitting opposite to each other. That means Sheila and Mahima are opposite to each other and Radha and Sita are opposite to each other. So out of these four options, which option does it match? Yes, it matches your option B, that is Radha and Sita. So what is the correct option? None other than option B. End of your sum. Now students, let's move on to few more questions, and our question is, read the following information to answer the questions based on it. 7 letters are arranged in a line as follows. First condition, E and F have one letter between them. Second condition, G is to the right of A. Third condition, B is to the immediate left of F. Fourth condition, there is one letter between D and A. Fifth condition, D is not G's neighbor. And sixth condition, G and F have two letters between them. So students, based on this given condition, let's do one thing. What is that one thing, students? Let's draw a diagram first. So according to our given condition, it is mentioned that it is arranged in a line. That means we need to draw a line here. When we draw a line, the first condition says E and F have one letter between them. That means let's select E and F somewhere here, and some letter is between them. We don't know right now what is that letter. Then the second condition says G is to the right of A. So if we say G is to the right of A, that means let's take A somewhere here, and if G is to the right of A, that means G is somewhere here. Then according to the third condition, B is to the immediate left of F. That means B lies between E and F. Then what is the next condition, students? The next condition is there is one letter between D and A. So we know where is A. So if there is one letter between D and A, so D lies here, and the condition says D is not G's neighbor. Obviously it is seen now, and G and F have two letters between them. Obviously it is clearly seen. So that means, students, which letter is missing? Letter C. So if letter C is missing, that will lie between A and D. So let's say C lies here. Now students, this is a general diagram of your given question. So if this is the general diagram of your question, now let us check what are the questions based on this. So what is the question now? The question is, which letter is second to the left of letter A? Let's check our options. Option A, C. Option B, B. Option C, D. And option D, E. According to the given question and according to the given diagram, the letter second to the left of letter A is nothing but D. So letter D is the second to the left of A. So that means it matches your which option? It matches your option C. So from this we can say that the correct option is none other than option C. End of your sum. Moving on to the next question, students. The next question is, which letter will be exactly in the middle of letter series so obtained? Let's check our options. Option A, D. Option B, A. Option C, E. And option D, none of this. So students, did I mention that if you want to solve sums, the most important part is your diagram? So look at your diagram, and looking at the diagram, it is clearly seen that G is the middle of the letters in arrangement. G is the middle of this letters in arrangement because there are three letters to the left of G and there are three letters to the right of G. So from this we can clearly say that G is exactly in the middle of the letter series so obtained. So can you see G in your option? No. So what is the correct option? Option D, which is none of this. End of your sum. Moving on to the next question, students. The next question is, which pair of letters is adjacent to the letter B? Let's check our options. Option A, A and C. Option B, G and E. Option C, E and F. And option D, C and D. Now students, look at your diagram. Your diagram says that E and F are adjacent to B. So E and F are adjacent to B. What do you mean by the word adjacent? Nearby. So the immediate letters, the nearby letters to B are nothing but E and F. So it matches which option? It matches your option C. So from this we can clearly say that the correct option is None other than option C. End of your sum. So students, I hope you enjoyed today's session. I hope you liked today's session. I hope today's session was easy. So let's end this session here. See to it you are strong with your formula. See to it you are strong with your concepts. See to it you are strong with your basics. This is Arpan Sir signing off for the day. Keep watching Edura. Enjoy.